It is Sunday, September 22nd. And I did work a little bit this morning on this, and full disclosure, this will be my third attempt at making a video for this week. I did one yesterday morning, and I think I said some things that I probably shouldn't have said, that I was just in a really bad mood, and it ended up going on for like half an hour, which is just way too long. And I cannot find a clean way to edit my videos. And so I'm going to have to maybe do a little reading on that subject. So this week, some great news, at least for me, is that I was able to get out on my bike 4 days out of 5 and ride to work. I was so happy to get out and do that. It really is something I need to try and do for as long as I can through the rest of the summer going into the fall. And you could probably hear it is pretty windy today. We were going to go out fishing this morning, but it was really cold and really windy at this new lake we wanted to check out. So we scrapped it and just came home, and Benjamin has been feeling pretty good this week. He was reading some articles about, the drugs that he's taking, and, to try and combat his lethargy. And so most places like Mayo Clinic and some cancer center down in Texas, they're like, you just try and power through it if you can. Like, don't do anything crazy, but, just try and have some movement even when you're feeling tired. And if you can kind of get over a hump of that, then you're good to go. And I think it's working. This week he's been staying pretty active, not coming home and finding him in bed. He's wandering around and getting some things done that he wants to get done before winter, or just like his recreational activities. So yeah, there's that. And I think I mentioned last time that we started a sale, or I guess maybe we were in the midst of the sale, and it's going okay. It really makes the time go by really fast because I work in production and shipping to help out, and of course I'm not doing the things I need to be doing, but as far as I'm concerned, I really don't care, because some of the stuff that I have to do is just, I just hate it. I am working with our Amazon agency, and I don't understand why we pay somebody money to tell us what to do. I mean, why don't they create the listings? Why don't they do all the bullshit work? I don't know. It's kind of annoying to me, but whatever. Part of the job, I guess. And it's just one of the parts that I don't like, because I really don't like the customers on there. I mean, they can be completely unreasonable and kind of unhinged, quite frankly. This week I had a woman using a lot of profanity in emails through the Amazon portal. So, and I guess Amazon does not care that there are customers who are doing that, because I reported them and not a goddamn thing happened. So there you have it. Amazon sucks. And I know that it's a necessary evil for some people, but it's awful, absolutely awful. And I don't think that people realize it's, there's a company that has gone kind of out of business with a product that we carry. So we're getting a bunch of their customers, and so I'm kind of fielding questions, and I had somebody ask if we'd be putting that one of these particular products up on Amazon. It's like, well, we will, but it's going to be in a plastic jar because Amazon will tack on like $1.50 per unit just for glass. And even though we have to do like all the extra packaging and stuff, they're still fulfilling it. It's garbage. Anyway, and it's like, no wonder this other company went out of business, or they stopped carrying those items that they were packaging in glass because it is unsustainable. So if you use Amazon, think about that. And you can tell when it's Amazon fulfilled. And you can see, and when it's like that, they are charging companies so much money to have their products out there or on there. It's unbelievable. I mean, there's some products where, I mean, it seems like they're expensive, but we're seriously making like 50 cents on like a $20 item or whatever, and I'm not exaggerating. And it's just, I think right now the company hasn't been on there that long, and so I think that the people who make those decisions are just seeing it as, we got to be where the customers are. And I just think that that is nonsense. I just do not subscribe to that philosophy. Because in my opinion, we don't need those customers. They can, there's plenty of ways to find decent product. But that is just my opinion, and I'm just going with the flow. It's definitely been very educational to be on that side of it and see how it works for a business, small business. And granted, there very short period of time I had, and again, it was just kind of a learning thing. I put some of Benjamin's things up on Amazon Handmade, and that was just a nightmare. Absolutely. They have trained their customers to be incredibly impatient. Anyway, I'm going to get off that topic because it just makes me really mad. So, like I said, Benjamin's doing well, and he's got a doctor's appointment next Monday, so we just have another week of the oral chemo, and then next Monday we'll go in for another infusion, and right before that I think he's got meet with the doctor, and I'm really hoping that we can get in for a CT scan before much longer, just to see what's happening inside. Be really pretty cool to see, because I don't know, the way he's been responding to it, I really do have pretty high hopes that tumor is shrinking quickly. If so, then we can go in for surgery on it, and then at the same time they'll do surgery on the tumors that are on his liver. And maybe a couple of other things, like when they do that, it's really fascinating. At least the surgery that'll be on his colon, they only suspect that they have to remove a small piece of it. So he won't have to be on a colostomy bag or any of that. And at the same time, they'll probably, and Benjamin's going to talk more to the surgeon, but because of where it's at, they'd actually be kind of scooping out some of the abdominal wall. And oftentimes people who have that will be more susceptible to hernias. So we're going to see if he can get like the mesh thing like embedded, as a kind of a precautionary measure, so that, because I just know him, and he's going to want to be up and around, and it would be better to just cut it off at the at the start. Just not make it a possibility of having hernias. In my opinion, that seems like a solid plan, but we'll see. Let's see. Talked about being on my bike, which is just, I'm hoping I can do the same. Like I said, all next week is supposed to be beautiful, although both Benjamin and I had really good sales Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and today, and online sales. So I might not bike in tomorrow, and just because I'm gonna have a lot of packages I gotta deal with, unless Benjamin wants to go out, which maybe I'll try and talk him into doing that. Oh. Didn't have any questions this week about the process or really anything else. So again, I will attempt to leave this video up for questions, or open to questions. Mostly what I've been selling, I have not been making much jewelry. I just have a ton of it. If you go over to my Etsy site, you'll see that. I'm not really making anything new. I've been selling my plant stakes pretty regularly. I'm not going to make more of those until I'm pretty much down to nothing in the shop, and then I'll get to work on doing some more florals and some just regular plant stakes with the little card holder curly Q on the top. Oh. Not much else has been going on. It's been, today was just, or this whole week's just been kind of a lot of ups and downs, and just as usual. Something on a personal note, more personal, I guess, for me, kind of a big deal. I have been, drinking pretty heavily, I don't know, since May into June, but I have backed off quite a bit, and it's been really hard. I didn't realize how, I mean, I have been realizing how much, because for like the last, I don't know how long, maybe since like Christmas, I have been tracking, and I know exactly how much, but it's a lot, I know that. But I've just been dealing with a lot of shit, but I know that it's not good for me, and it's not gonna help anybody if I'm a little knackered in the middle of the night and somebody needs to get to the hospital. So been, and waking up without a headache, that's nice. And being, because I'm not an early bird, and I do have to leave pretty early when I'm riding my bike, so all around just trying to get better. Well, as you, I did zoom in here, but let me zoom back out. Got a lot done back here. It was a little slow going. I've been using a lot of the smaller beads. I just am really liking the texture it's building up. And getting in some more of the metal beads, so there's so much more sparkle. And so I think we're almost at 15 minutes, so I guess maybe I will just talk about where I'm going with this, how I'm kind of seeing it right now. It's because I have it sitting, obviously, like, you know, sitting down. I envision it, you know, the person who has this in their home would keep it on like a tabletop, but you know, somebody could hang it. It is heavy. It is so heavy, and it's not the beads that are, I mean, the beads are not adding that much weight. It's just heavy. But so in my mind, I was just gonna leave, you know, where I've got this as the edging and just leaving this open. Um, the these horns, like this outside comes off on both of them. So now that I'm looking at it and seeing the beading and how it's progressing, these cover, I'm not sure what they're called. I'm gonna have to look that up. These kind of flare out, and so I could bring the beading actually up to here, and these would slide right over it. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that will just be so beautiful. I'll leave the teeth alone, but just bring it right to the teeth. Is what I'm seeing. As far as this goes, I'm almost thinking about leaving this open and just, you know, of course there will be the webs kind of that are holding it around, which I think will look pretty cool, and just leaving and making this like a real solid edge with the beading, leaving that open. That's kind of where I'm headed, I think. Also, I went through a whole 40-yard spool of the thread, and I started this one, and I think I've probably used 10 yards of it or so, and I may have had a partial one of these, but I'm just going to go with this because this is from my original 20 spools that I purchased for the project. So right now we're at about 50 yards of thread. It seems like it would be so much more than that, but I'm thinking that's about right. I have not been keeping track of how many beads I've been using though. I'll have a better idea. Maybe next week I'll kind of do a little math there. But as always, if you have questions, you can leave it here on my Facebook or Instagram. Darcy Horn Beadwork is my handle all across. If you'd like to support my work, I do have an Etsy shop, darcyhornbeadwork.etsy.com. All for now.